Oh, I wonder what his plan is on Gladiator. Well, anyways, Soulkey puts his name on the board. Very important victory right there.
That's right. Is Last going to go for a 1-1-1 again? Let's find out.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a decent map for it. There are link-tight walls at 3 of the spots if you want to use them. But you can go bio here as well. Maybe it's time for him to switch that up a bit.
Okay, our game has loaded up. Let's do this. This is game number 4. Soulkey versus Last, a fight to go on and face off against Jaedong in the finals of the KSL. Let's go. Okay, so we have Soulkey in the bottom left. We have Last in the upper left. Both sharing the left side of the map like we had in the last game. Okay, here's some more artwork. Here we go.
Oh, that Ultra
That's a good Ultra
insanely awesome.
I like that one.
Look at that. Kids in university. Nice backpacks.
As the battles rage on in this game, the battle to win the headset, the keyboard.
That's the real battle.
That's the real battle. So, Soulkey did it in game 3. But I have to say, overall, guys, Last is impressing me a little bit more. I mean, even when he's not doing that well, he can bounce back. That was a game where Soulkey had so many moments where he tried to kill him and almost didn't pull it off. And Last was starting to set up a comeback. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, well, you know, Last, the build that he's playing, it is, I keep using the word technical because it is really technical. Like, it's you have to give a really fantastic defense early on. That game, I feel like he just got thrown off, right? He was flying around with his Wraith. He was trying to figure out what was going on, were the mutants coming, were they not? And he got this siege mode so, you know, so quickly. And, like, siege tanks, and that's not normal. That slows your barracks. Like, if he hadn't done that, I think he wins that game.
What do you think? He was just afraid of some kind of attack?
I think he thought it was Hydra again.
Huh, okay.
Because, like, a siege tank with siege mode is not useful against Sling Muta at all. Like, I mean, you can do a siege tank push on the Sunken Colonies and try to kill him before Defiler. Yeah. That's, like, not an uncommon build. But with 1-1-1, basically, it's like a step-by-step thing, right? You get the factory in a Vulture so you don't die to Lings. You get your expansion. You go into a vessel or a Wraith first to scout. Then you hit your vessel. You make sure that you're alive with turrets. And then you hit your bio and you try to push before 9 minutes. And, like, if you can nail all that, Zerg is in a very tough spot. But he's, like, sitting here making siege tanks and stuff. I don't know. I thought it was a little bit weird.
Yeah, I don't know. The tank is a funny unit in TVZ because it actually has, like, a time and a place, and eventually if you're doing standard, like SK Terran style, you're massing up infantry, you eventually don't need them anymore. You know what I mean? You're usually not sieging up and trying to push into locations.
Yeah, there's, like, in the current way that the game is played, by the way, it's 2-hatch again against 1-1-1, so that's interesting. But in the current way that the game is played in 2018, there's, like, really one build with siege tanks. There's, like, a 2 siege tank timing that you hit before vessels to try to kill off Zerg before Defiler. And other than that, it's a very late game unit. Like, if you do a mech switch, or maybe if you're going SK but the Zerg holds on forever, you get a bunch of siege tanks so that you don't die to Ultra Plague. But yeah, it is kind of it's a wonky unit to get early. It's so expensive.
Okay, well, let's see how Soulkey does here with the 2-hatch this time around. SCV staying just outside of range there. Oh, whoa. Excuse me. Excuse me, Artosis. Is that a Hydralisk den?
It is. It is.
Is there a layer making anywhere?
I thought there was, but maybe I was...
Maybe there is, but either way, 2-hatch Hydra den.
I might have missed something. I would love to see the natural
Because it's either the craziest all-in or it's a all-in that is crazy
but
functional.
It's the craziest.
Okay, it's the craziest. I was wondering if it was just an all-in that's crazy but still functions okay in society but internally is mad. But or if it's like, oh no, this person is not safe in public. This is a crazy build here from Soulkey.
So, I mean, if it's 2-hatch Hydra, Oh, he's against 2-port. Okay, so this is what's going on, basically. He knows that last will go 2-port Wraith against 2-hatch, right? Because it's just really good. But if this is super fast 2-hatch Hydra, I think he thinks he can get up there and get last broken before last has a bunker. Like, last is going to fly down with a Wraith in a moment here, right? He's chasing around Lings with this Vulture, so he actually doesn't have anything outside the base. So these are going to hit. He's going to break through. There's no bunker.
Yeah, there's one Marine.
And he's going to be flying around with Wraiths doing nothing. Look, he's trying to dodge.
Does he see it?
This is such a brain.
Okay, he spots it.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
Now he starts a bunker immediately. Maybe. Come on.
Go.
Well, actually, no. Don't go. I want this game to go to 7 games.
Okay.
All right, so there, the bunker is being made.
And he's hitting the add-on.
That's kind of
He's like, this is the thing I might be able to take out quickest that'll allow me access in here.
Yeah, there's less surface area for repair, and it costs gas to repair that, so those things are both kind of useful.
All right, nice shooting, takes that out. Add-on does not restart again as he tries to come forward here. Hydra hitting that one Wraith. Yeah. The bunker finishes.
Yeah, and, I mean, there's only a Marine in there right now. There will be more. Oh,
tank.
God.
Oh, takes it out. He even tried to pick up the factory to have it run under there.
Yeah, this is looking pretty brutal. You know, when you only have 2 Marines in there and the Zerg is all in, you can target down the SCVs.
Okay, and this might not be enough to hang on here for Terran. He's taking out all those SCVs. He's going to have to send some more SCVs up there. As long as the bunker's there, Terran could kind of maybe hold on.
Yeah. I think he should send some more SCVs up, to be honest.
I agree.
Like, the only way he can live is by mass repair.
Oh, my God.
I can't even.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
I don't even know how I'm supposed to play-by-play that, other than just make weird sounds as it goes back and forth.
That was so tight. I thought he was going to break that.
Yeah.
I bet you last thought he was going to break that. That was like
I can imagine Soulkey's heart dropping.
Yeah.
As he suddenly realizes, oops, I miscalculated that.
His heart is down near his stomach right now. It's a serious condition. He's trying to break through once again. Meanwhile, Wraiths are wrecking him at home.
And there's not you don't have a lot of drones when you do this, so every drone is pretty important.
You don't have a lot of anything.
Yeah.
Same can be said for Last, but Last has more tech and I mean,
oh my God.
Jeez.
Gets the last drone that's at the natural expansion.
I guess he has Hydras that came home. And now there's a siege tank out as well. You don't even need siege mode in a situation like this.
No, Terran just needs stuff to hang on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the other Hydras are going to come in here. Now, this may be Soulkey's last hurrah here for Game 4. It is a lot of Hydras, guys.
It is a lot of Hydras.
But the Wraiths are eventually going to kill all the workers back here, right? If Hydras don't get back over here and defend. The problem is that the Hydras bust this. They can kill everything inside the Terran's base.
All right, this is it. He gets in there. The mass repair is real. He's trying to target these down, but it's 2 volleys per, so it's just not going to work out.
Yeah, another tank pops out here. The bunker's still at full HP, and the attack has been foiled. If we go back to the Zerg's base, it's like, he's got like 4 or 5 drones there.
A GG is fine at this point from Soulkey. If he wants to stay in, that's fine as well. This is getting pretty close to unwinnable. He's spent so many Hydras to pick off SCVs now.
Yeah, now even though Terran's economy isn't looking great either, Zerg, if you don't get the layer up like right away and you do this Hydra rush like that, you're so behind. I mean, he's got the layer now, but like this rush is basically intended to end the game. You don't have a whole bunch of... There's not a plan B and a plan C and a plan D.
You don't sit on hatchery tech and fight someone who has almost their full tech out. Oh, that was nice at least, right?
Well, I mean, Soulkey needs to win somewhere here.
Yeah. Catch the race. I mean, it's not nothing.
So does he want to just go for Hydra drop now? I mean, I understand why Soulkey's staying in the game. His chances are incredibly, insanely low, especially against someone like Last. But it's like, well, this is KSL. This is really important.
It's a good question.
You got to try to, fight your very best.
Comebacks from Zerg against Terran can be a little bit difficult because, Terran can kind of make just a regular army and hold on. So maybe drops is the best. And, I mean, this position's pretty droppable, right? You pressure the front so units are there, and then you can drop very, very quickly into the main. So, he's kill off some Wraiths. You might be right. That might be where he's going to go. I can't think of anything else.
Well,
You definitely don't want lurkers here. That's for sure. playing against a guy with siege tanks and starports. Like, that's, lurkers are not your friend. They're actually Terran's friend.
Good snipe there.
Yeah, that's actually really important that he kills the Wraith. So now Last is playing completely blind. I guess he's making more Wraiths, so then he can get back out on the map. But the fact that he's putting money into Wraiths means he might think that there's going to be a Mutalisk switch. Just showing that he does know that there's a third. Because he saw the creep.
You're so good, Artosis. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there really is anything you can do but Hydra drop, right? And I don't think it's going to work, but that's...
Yeah.
If you want the best of all...
It's a good idea,
the bad
though.
choices, you know...
If you drop 8 Hydras in the main, how does Terran clear that well?
Well, you'd have to start leapfrogging tanks over there. It just seems like it's going to be messy. It's going to be...
It is, yeah.
It's going to be a lot of heavy lifting there on the part of the Terran.
No doubt about that. Man.
Okay, he's like, I'll send my Hydras all the way across the map. I'd be so annoyed right now if I was a Zerg.
Yeah. Well, every time something like this happens, like you're starting to try to pull together a plan, then you're like, oh, my economy's even worse now.
Yeah.
Even worse. He's like even sitting here, maybe he's going to make a Spore.
You know, there's so many StarCraft 1 games where you don't have Wraiths in TVZ, so it's really funny that Wraiths are such a central unit in the series that we've seen here.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah. I mean, if you have micro like that, you can make them. And the thing is, this is actually Soulkey's doing, right? The game where Soulkey went 3-hatch is the game that he won, and it's the game where there weren't Wraiths, right? Because when you're playing against 2-hatch, Wraiths are good, and he tried to counter that this time. He's trying to, like, play some serious mind games here.
Okay, he is going to go for lurkers.
Wow. Oh, you know what? Maybe he's going to hit, and there's just not going to be detection. Like, the Academy is so late, and he's going Wraiths.
That's actually, like, such a
I
obvious point, but it didn't even occur to me. Yeah,
because it's so rare for Terran not to have detection really early. All right, so he'll have 2 scans, but 2 scans is not necessarily enough.
Yeah, just because you can see them for a little bit doesn't mean you have enough time to kill them all off.
If he can force a lift at the natural and force him down the ramp,
then he has a shot.
Yeah.
But there's a vessel out here too. So
jeez.
So maybe
vessel
not. Maybe not at all.
Mode?
Yeah. There's gonna be a turret done.
Oh, tasteless.
Yeah,
you're such a Debbie Downer.
So.
Maybe it's still a drop with Lurker.
He could just try to do the Manzerg style. Just Hydras and Lurkers and you know, eventually try to get into Defilers and just try to.
You know, definitely this map, it has a bunch of hills, so the high ground advantage can help that work a little bit better. But you could just have this be a drop too, right? Because when you get a good amount of bio with Stim out, the Hydras themselves are pretty trash to drop, but the Lurkers can shore that up a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. Whatever Soulkey tries to pull together, we'll see.
If there's a guy who can do it, it's him. The problem is whenever you see an attack like that early on, guys, there are some moments where it's like, oh, there's an opportunity for an attack, but the game will continue to develop for one side of the player. Zerg gives up so much and takes such a huge gamble because that attack can be so strong and sacrifices so much. Okay, now here we go. He's going to try to come out. Now, Soulkey has an impressive army considering how much of a beating he took back there.
Yeah, if you look at the supply, it's pretty reasonable for Soulkey. Like, these supplies, normally Zerg can fight against Terran on. It's just that Terran's tech is so much better. Green Medic Tank Vessel is just a really great set of units.
So, guys, a long time ago, this is what ZBT looked like. I mean, with the unit composition that Zerg has right now. Yeah. This was the way people thought it was the best way to do it. Lurkers are really good. Just keep making a bunch of Hydras. And now, generally, it's like Ling, Lurker, Muta is a more ideal composition.
Yeah.
But because of this weird Hydra rush that we had Soulkey do early on, he's kind of stuck with Hydras, and he's invested in Hydra upgrades like speed and range and stuff like that. So he's just going to go ahead and go for this old compositional style.
Well, he's doing it very well right now.
Yeah, and he's adding in a couple Lings here, too.
Yeah.
Okay, this is actually crazy. The Vessel's both pretty low, actually. And I wonder... I guess I'll just pass this on to you, Artosis. Does Terran want to continuously make tanks against this style?
It can go either way, to be honest. The siege tanks, like when they are sieged, are amazing against this. If they get caught at all, they become garbage pretty quickly. But really, just the long-term units you're going to want are the vessels and the bio, because you're just going to be really mobile. You're going to be able to run around, because really the player that's sieging more often here is Soulkey with those lurkers.
Okay, the vessel, or the dropship is just looping around here, unable to really do any damage so far. Soulkey pretty on top of it with these Lings on the low ground. There's nowhere to really unload that easily.
Yeah, this drop doesn't look like it'll do too much, which is really a good thing for Soulkey. If he takes much more damage anywhere, he might just fall over. But he's got a sizable arm.
If he actually comes in here and smashes this Terran army, then Soulkey can absolutely win this game. But he has to win this first fight. Okay, and that moment's going to happen now. Here come those lurkers moving forward. The Marines have not been pulled back in time. Are you serious?
Very nice stuff right there. The Marine drop at that third base. Looks like it'll be cleaned up by Lings most likely.
Soulkey is the greatest human.
The fact that he just slaughtered.
Well, here's the
army.
funny thing too is that Manzurg style has like a little bit more sustainability, so you can actually win with a counterattack if you do this correctly.
It deals a lot of damage and stuff. There's some really great irradiates going on, so quite a few lurkers just got erased.
He's just gonna go kill him, Artosis.
Let's see how many Marines are back at home.
He's coming up. Kind of wish we could get a zoom out here.
Yeah.
The thing is, this is a pretty narrow area, and there's so many lurkers. I think you can kind of just push in through this, right? Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. I mean, they're just, and the natural. It's yep. That's it. GG.
Wow.
Whoa.
All right.